um, 11:32 on Boxing Day, and I'm bored. But when you're bored, you do something like that. So I'm doing another upload on Boxing Day. And why is it called Boxing Day? First thing. And a few years ago, I looked into it, and the reason they call it Boxing Day is because a couple of centuries ago, apparently, so legend has it, and I believe it, that the rich people used to come out on Boxing Day with all the leftover food from Christmas Day and give it to all the peasants on Boxing Day in boxes. So that's the reason it's called Boxing Day, because those that had money used to do that on Boxing Day and bring out all the leftover food on Boxing Day in boxes and give it to the peasants, i.e. you and I. Right, so this is meant to be thought through, but it's unedited. Well, it is unedited. I have a script to go, but I'm not going to, I'm going to try and use it, but I can't because I keep going off. Yeah, so I wrote it down. Yeah, that's Boxing Day. Right, so yeah, this is what it's about. Planes, trains and automobiles. My adventures on all three. Yeah. So I've got another three to go after part one. So this is probably part two, yeah? And I'm going to do it planes, trains, automobiles. Automobiles being cars. This, right, is funny. I worked in Skegness, Butlins, in bars in early 90s, yeah? And then moved down to London and worked in pubs down there. And I met a good lad called Paul Mellin while I was in Butlins. He worked in bars as well. And I went down to London, he did. And the following year, after we'd done the season, we decided to go back to visit him. So I hired a car now, because I can drive. And we went there and we got absolutely drunk for the whole weekend. Yeah, and we met loads of people that we knew from season before. I think Julie, a couple of Scouts girls, Julie and some Farrell. I can't remember first. Lisa Farrell, yeah, they worked in. Julie worked in Mary Mason. And my memory's going. Lisa Farrell worked in the spa by Rick Spa. So when we went back the following season, we had a great weekend, I think. Me and Paul went and seen loads of friends. And the only reason I went down to London was because of Lisa Farrell. When we were there working, she said, why don't you go down to London, Richard? Because she knew a guy that had gone down to London and he wore jeans and all that, and he ended up running bars. So I took her advice, and what a great idea. Lisa Farrell, she lives in some part of Liverpool with a mate, Julie, who worked at Man. Anyway, so on the way home from the weekend that me and Paul Mellin went back to see his friends, the car that I'd hired, right, it was all right, it was a good car. And on the way back, we were both a wee bit hungover. Skegness, Lincolnshire, it's very flat, so we're driving along, and I'm like, Paul, wake up. He's like, oh, fucking hell, I'm hungover. I said, yeah, but so am I. Anyway, it's all windy roads, and I didn't fall asleep. I must have missed a corner. We ended up in a field, a farmer's field, and Paul woke up, said, "Where the fuck are we?" I said, "I don't know," but we were surrounded by big planty things, in the field. And we're in this escort, and said, well, I can't remember what it said. So I just started driving through this field with big, tall, planty things. It was like something from that film, Cornfields. Anyway, we drove. Well, I drove. It was just like, what the flipping heck is going on, Richard? So I don't know. Anyway, we drove and we came out near a farmhouse, and the farmer was looking at us as we drove out of the field, past his house, and then back onto the road that we were on before we fell off the road. Anyway, that were a great... Well, we're still here. I mean, Paul, I think he works in Wakefield now. He's still in bars. Fair play. Trains. Oh, this is a beauty. Me and my mate, Scouts, we're going to watch Rangers in Glasgow at Ibrox. Oh, yeah, brilliant day. We had a great day. We met a guy called George, and we booked tickets, train tickets, so it was a set time on the way back that we had to come back. And we missed that train. I don't know why. But we got the next train, and we're on the train, and it was packed. Yeah, and the ticket conductor, whatever they're called, came round, looked at my ticket, didn't say out, like, whoa. And then looked at Scouser's ticket and said, "That'll be 15 quid extra." And I was laughing, mate. Paul won, Scouse won, so I had to pay 15 quid extra. And after ticketing fella went, conductor went, he said to me, "You're going to give me half?" I said, "I'm my fuck." And he stormed off out of the carriage and went into another, and I'm like, "Oh, you moody little boy." So I'd gone, and we're chewing along, and I thought, I'm not staying on this train with that Scouse idiot. I had to give him money, but anyway. So next stop came, and I got off the train. I didn't have a clue where I was. So train went, and I'm like, what do I do now? So I walked out of the train station, walked on that road, and I saw a petrol station. So I went in there, I said, "Where am I?" I said, "What do you mean?" I said, "I was in Glasgow a bit ago, but I got off the train, so where am I now?" He went, "You're in Bolton." I said, "Bolton?" And it was about 11 o'clock at night. I thought, what do I do now? Anyway, I did what I did, and had a great night. After the train, great day in Glasgow with Scouse and George. Me and Scouse, I think you can't drink Glasgow dry, but we had a good go, and George did, from Partick. Yeah, great day. So that was my train experience, and I got back the following day, because I ended up wherever I did in Bolton. Next day, I had to get a flipping bus from Bolton, to Manchester, and then get the train from Manchester to Bradford via. And I rung Scouse up while I was in Ginger Goose. And they were like, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm in Ginger Goose." I said, "What happened?" I said, "Where are you?" He said, "I'm in Robin Hood." I said, "Well, I'll get bus up and I'll come have a pint." He said, "I'll buy you a pint, Scotty." And that is the only time Scouse has ever bought me a pint. Planes, this is an absolute corker. In about 2008, my lad, Jack Nicholson, he was about 8, and we went to Disneyland Paris, yeah? So we did the weekend, went to Disney World, and anyone, right, if you've got a kid around 8 or 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, right, and you've got a bit of, well, you don't even need a lot of cash, go to Disneyland Paris, because, do you know, right, when me and Jack walked into Disneyland, you know, through gates in Paris, the look on his face were worth priceless. But so we stayed the weekend, thanks to my mate Paul Fletcher, who booked us the hotel like he did my honeymoon. This time I paid, well, he paid, anyway. So, yeah, so we had to come back at Charles de Gaulle or whatever it's called, that airport in Paris. And I don't like waiting hours and hours at airports. So we went on time. The plane had left, but we could hear it out on the speakers. I don't know if Jack can remember this, but can Richard Nicholson and Jack Nicholson please make their way to terminal blah, 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 as now the plane, the gates have closed, so me and Jack are running through, and everyone's looking at Jack Nicholson, thinking, oh, it's a bit small. So anyway, we gets to the plane and gets on the plane, and everyone's sat there, and we went in through the front entrance, yeah? So I had to walk up the aisle, not like a marathon, but just walk up the aisle of the plane, and everyone's looking at us, and the captain said, we are now going to be delayed 45 minutes because Richard Nicholson and Jack Nicholson missed the gate finger. So me and Jack are walking up, and they're all looking at me because I'm adult and going, because we were delayed, and I went, it's his fault. Jack Nicholson's looking at Jack, and he's about, I don't know, up to my waist, and they're like, what's going on? So there you have it. Planes, trains, and automobiles. Automobiles being the first one that I talked about, trains being second, and planes are third. I hope I find more as I have ventured round the world, and everywhere I go, I create chaos. I don't mean to. I just think that life is not a box of chocolates, is it? Well, it is a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get next, so why make a plan, stick to a script when you know it's going to go wrong? So that's why I create a lot of chaos around me. Ta-da. Love you all. And Ogmanay's coming, which is okay, they knew I might have a party here. You know what I mean? Neighbours will probably move away if I stay here many years. Yeah, so I'll see you shortly. And God bless you. It's going to be sunny tomorrow, so look at that sun, because the sun is the light, the power, and the glory. And read, if you're a Christian, Hindu, Sikh, it don't matter. Read into that what you want. But without the sun or God, the universe, we wouldn't have nothing. Ta-da.